Hello, everyone. My name is Shama. We're back for yet another edition of our Next Generation series. Today, we have on a very special guest. We're excited to have Isabella Delgado with us today. She's going to be sharing a little bit about her Jiu-Jitsu journey, talk a little bit about how she got into Jiu-Jitsu, and we're going to get an opportunity to get to know her. So tell us a little bit, who are you? What else are you into other than Jiu-Jitsu and collecting medals all over the place?
I I really like to I really like to sword fighting. I like to watch anime.
What anime do you
Mm,
like to watch?
Demon Slayer.
Nice, very cool. So how did you get into Jiu-Jitsu?
So at first, my dad was the one that got me started in Jiu-Jitsu. He was the one that put me in because I so my first martial arts was karate at first, and I did that in Venezuela. But
Mhm.
but since the pandemic came up, we couldn't do that anymore, and we decided to do another martial arts called Jiu-Jitsu. At first, at first it was only me, but then my dad joined Jiu-Jitsu.
Awesome. All right. So you started Jiu-Jitsu. So had you seen Jiu-Jitsu before, like on watching UFC or anything else, or you had no idea what it was?
No, I did had no idea.
So what did you think when you first went in there? Did you know it was grappling? Did you know it was stuff on the ground?
Yeah, they told me they fight it on the ground, and I was very interested. So, yeah,
Very cool. So was it love at first sight where you're like, yes, I want to just do jujitsu, like from your first
yeah,
class?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So tell me about your first class. What was that? Was it a kids class you went into?
so at first, since I was like really new, they had to put me with the new kids, just like me. But the new kids were bigger than me.
Oh, so you
So,
were one of the smaller kids.
yeah, I was like smaller than them. I realized that size doesn't matter.
There. I'm sure you've had to work really hard to like make your jujitsu really tight, huh? And work it on the technique and working to get it perfect.
Yeah. And then I started beating the older kids, but then they put me in my size.
So, but did you notice a difference in like working with the bigger kids and then now working with kids your size?
Yeah.
What it
It's
was?
like
Go ahead.
it was like a really big difference because the bigger kids were like stronger and heavier, but the kids my size weren't that strong as the bigger kids or as heavy as them.
Were they fast?
Yeah, they were fast though.
Yeah, that's the advantage of being small is you have that speed, you can be fast.
Yeah.
Very cool. So how did you get into competition? I see you have some competitions under your belt.
So they told us to, if you can join this competition in my gym, that it was World League. And then I was like very interested because a lot of kids went there and won medals and stuff like that. So I really wanted to compete. Then I told my dad, and he said, "Sure, yeah, yeah, sure." So when I got there, I was like really nervous.
How did you overcome that feeling of being really nervous?
Meditating.
That's interesting. So I'm very interested. How did you get into using meditation? Were you doing meditation before you started jujitsu, or is it something you incorporated later on?
So at first, since it was like since it was martial arts stuff, and my dad said I needed to calm down the first 2 weeks, then my dad taught me how to meditate.
So you kind of started using meditation and breathing techniques at the same time you started using jujitsu. Is that right?
Yeah,
So
yes.
was it when you started competing that your dad helped you kind of incorporate those things? Or was it just for class and just when you started training jujitsu, you started doing the
When I started competitions, competitions.
nice. So tell me a little bit about some of the meditation techniques. Like what are you using, like visualization, like you're kind of are you using it to just calm yourself and center yourself? What do you what techniques are you using before competition?
Um, yeah, you were blurted out.
So what kind of techniques are you using before competition? Is it to just kind of calm your nerves? Are you visualizing what you're going to do, or
Kind in both.
okay.
Both.
So
To calm
walk me
myself.
through.
So basically, first I just calm myself down. Like I just calm myself down at first. Then after that, I start thinking about the things I should do with my competitor and focus on the things I can't and can do.
Nice. So, and then what kind of breathing techniques are you using? Are they just kind of going hand
To
in hand?
to slow down my breathing because if I breathe too fast, it'll like nervous me more and more and more, and then I can't control myself.
Exactly. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So do you use that for practice as well now that you started doing it with the competition? Do you use it like going into your training?
I don't use it for my training because I already know the people there and I'm already used to fighting the people there.
Do
So
you more
I only
comfortable?
use it on competition.
Nice. Very cool. So so you've been training for about a year now, right? And before that you were doing karate. Were you competing in karate as well?
No.
No, you're just training in class.
Yeah.
What would you say you prefer? Do you prefer the standing and the kicking, or do you prefer the ground and the grappling now that you've been able to see both sides of it?
I prefer the ground.
The
I
ground?
prefer jiu-jitsu. Yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite part about jujitsu?
Mm, the respect that we have to each other and to share with my friends in jiu-jitsu. And I love competitions.
Yeah, what's your favorite? What do you love about competition?
That that you can share with other people and that you can share with other people instead of the people that are already in your gym that you already fighted.
Mm-hmm. So it kind of broadens it's a way to test what you know a little bit, huh?
Yeah, because it kind of gets boring that you always fight with the same people over and over again.
Yeah, exactly. And they know how to shut down your jujitsu, you know how to shut down theirs. It's a
Yeah.
good it's a good exercise too. So I know you do the breathing exercises and the meditation and the visualization. when you are actually in the moment of the match, are you still using those breathing exercises to kind of calm yourself down and not, because I know that you get
Yeah.
that adrenaline dump, right? Where you're
Yes.
just like, I just want to run, I just want to go, you know?
Yes, because when I'm like, if you're in a bad position or they're like if they're putting pressure on you or stuff, or like you're in the guard and they're putting pressure on you and you breathe too fast, that just
Yeah.
that yeah, that's not a very good. And then you get stretched out. Then you want to do everything. You waste your energy. Then it it all goes crazy. All the things you want to do go wrong.
Exactly. And so like while it's going wrong, you can still stay calm. Yeah.
Yeah,
While you're uncomfortable getting smashed, you can still stay calm. That's awesome.
and you can get a better position. And
Exactly. Exactly. No, because I think a lot of people they panic, right? Especially when they're new. You see a lot of people panic
yeah,
and they have no idea what they're doing or what happened. And so that's awesome that you're utilizing those additional tools to be able to, you know, um, help you with your competition. So it's awesome that you have that guidance. So you also do Sambo too, right? With your dad, he's an expert.
yeah.
Yeah. So how how did you get into that? How old were you when you started doing that?
8.
You were 8 when you
Yeah,
started doing that? So about a year ago now? Yeah?
yeah. I just like um. Then I'm just like starting my. This is actually my first year. Like, I just got my first year.
Awesome. Do you find that it helps with your jujitsu?
What?
Do you find that it helps with your jujitsu, knowing a little bit of Sambo?
Yeah.
Yeah? How does it help with your jujitsu?
Be- Because it's kind of similar sometimes. It's because they fight on the ground too,
Mm-hmm.
but it's more takedown in Sambo. It's more takedown.
Nice. So you're being able to
So,
use the takedowns.
well, I don't really do takedowns.
Are you guard puller?
Yeah,
I am too. It's okay. We get a bad rap. But I like guard. So are you a guard? So do you
yeah,
work a lot of your submissions from guard? Is that why you like to jump the guard? Pull guard?
yeah. I like to do a lot of submissions.
So what's your favorite one right now? What do I got to watch out for if I ever meet you on the mat?
Armor.
Arm bar. So arm bar from guard. Yeah.
Yeah,
So are you able to do both sides? So I got to watch out both sides.
yeah.
Uh-oh. All right. So I know what to be watching out for. So you love competing, you love jujitsu. I know you're 9 years old. What do you want to be when you grow up? I know you got a lot of time, but when you look forward to the future, what does that look like?
I want to be a lot of things. I really don't know yet,
That's okay.
but
Let's
I'll
just throw some ideas.
probably doctor, a judge. I can make my own gym.
Yeah.
And I want to be a pilot too. It's just I have a lot of ideas for the future.
Absolutely. You should dream big. You should dream huge. Anything is possible. Pilot would be fun too.
Yeah,
Do you
it
get to
would.
travel? Do you get to travel? Have you been on a plane? How many times have you been on a plane?
Not that much, but I want to be in a plane more.
Yeah. Well, you got to come over from Venezuela, right? To Florida. So you got to come on that plane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's awesome. So tell me, what are some of your big jujitsu goals, like in the immediate future? Do you have any tournaments that you're wanting to do soon?
Yeah, pants that I want to win gold for pants.
Yeah, go for it. Is that one in
And
Florida this year? Is the kids' pans in the Florida?
yeah, it is. And I am in Florida, so
I
it's
know
not that
some.
far away from
That's awesome. That's like right there. What's another one that you want to do this year?
me. Yeah. Um, I want to do submission grappling again and gym skiing if they invite me.
Nice. That would be fun. Those invitational ones are a lot of fun.
Yeah, they are because sometimes they're in cages, sometimes and like the mat is really big
Yep.
and
And you
like
get to feel like you're like a superstar because you're on the stage in front of everybody.
yeah,
It's amazing. You know what? You guys, your generation has so many opportunities. Like when I started, I've been training for 20 years now, and I never would have like imagined there would be so many opportunities for competitors. And it's amazing because people can actually make money doing that too, just competing these days. It's hard.
that's true.
It's hard. It's a lot of work, but you can do it. There are some people doing it. And by the time you grow up, who knows, another 10 years,
Yeah, they
but
are. Some people get like a lot of money.
yeah, like look at Gordon Ryan. He's making big bucks doing it. He's making a lot of money doing it. But that's one guy. And hopefully more and more and more, and hopefully more women. That would be really awesome if women are making like six
Yeah,
figures.
more women. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit, what jujitsu is it's a hard sport. It's a hard martial art. What helps you get through those days? Or first off, should I ask, do you ever have those days where you're just like, oh, this is rough. I don't know if I want to do I have them, but where you're just like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. And if you do, how do you get through them?
No, I have never. I
Never.
have never had like those days.
Okay, well, what would you say to somebody then who is having a hard time in jujitsu? And what would you tell them to just keep going?
That you're only going through one part, and that part is always gonna pass. So you better keep trying because you'll be really good.
Absolutely, persistence. You just got to keep going. You never know how close you are to greatness. So that's an awesome message. Thank you so much for being a part of this. I really appreciate you taking the time to do this. Do you have any shout outs? Do you want to say anything to anybody that might be watching this?
Um, no.
No, to your coach, to your team? Oh, sorry, we got connected there. Awesome. All right. Any shout outs that you want, or any to your coaches, to your team, anybody that nature?
Um, wait. Yeah.
Yeah, do it.
It's kind of so um,
Don't worry, don't worry. It's all good. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being a part of this segment today. We really appreciate you being on. Thank you to your parents for both allowing you to be a part of this. Um, and I look forward to where you're going to go. You're only in your first year and you have so much more jujitsu ahead of you. So keep going. Thank you so much for those words of encouragement. And until next time,
Thank you.
thank you. Thank you for everybody tuning in.